Olá, bom dia a todos. Bem-vindos a mais um webinar desta série de webinars sobre mercados estrangeiros. O meu nome é Rui Miranda, sou coordenador da aceleradora de empresas do Instituto Pedro Nunes e estou aqui hoje para dinamizar o webinar sobre o mercado espanhol. Então, hoje vamos falar sobre aqui os nossos vizinhos. Esta série de webinars está a ser dinamizada no âmbito do programa Pro Global, que é um programa que visa acelerar a internacionalização de empresas de base tecnológica inovadoras, nomeadamente apoiando a sua estratégia de internacionalização, alargando as suas redes de contacto e identificando oportunidades de negócio e mercado externo. Este programa é financiado pelo PRR. Hoje, para falar sobre o mercado espanhol, vamos contar com duas entidades, duas organizações muito reconhecidas a nível internacional, nacional e internacional. No caso de português, vamos ter a ICEP, representada pelo Manuel Garnica, e também vamos ter a Reias Samsung, representando a Enterprise Europe Network. Em cada momento da apresentação destes colegas irá haver a possibilidade dos participantes colocarem questões ou fazerem comentários, basta usarem o nosso chat aqui da plataforma, que nós depois iremos ter um momento, aliás, 2 momentos para responder às vossas questões. E creio que é tudo. Eu passo a palavra ao colega Manuel Garnica, da ICEP. Força, Manuel. Obrigado.
Ok. Obrigado também, obrigado Luís pelo convite também à ICEP a participar neste encontro. Good morning everyone. I'm going to speak in English. I write the presentation in English. And first of all, I'm Manuel Garnica from ICEP Portugal Global in Spain. As you know, ICEP is a public institution dedicated to promote the export from Portugal to around the world, the internationalization of the Portuguese economy, and also the investments. In my case, I try to attract the Spanish investment, especially manufacturing and technological investments from Spain to Portugal. ICEP has 2 delegations in Spain. Our main office is in Madrid, where is the director of the ICEP España, Doctora Joana Neves, and a second office here in Barcelona, where I'm located in this moment. Is a small delegation. In fact, we are only two people in this delegation, but we have a lot of experience working in and helping supporting the Portuguese companies in their international process to Spain. In Spain, we are divided by sectors of activities, and here from Barcelona, we are working for different sectors, as for example, automobile sector, electric car. All this concept of mobility in this moment is very important. No? The metallurgical industry, injection molds for injection for plastic materials. We work also for energy, for renewable energies, for transportation and logistics, information technology, communication, smart cities, and startups. You know? As you can see, many sectors. And for this last sector, startup, I'm here to talk about the Spanish startup ecosystem. Then I'm going to start my presentation. I'm going to talk about the Spain market overview, the bilateral economic relations, the Spanish startup ecosystem challenges, and how does ICEP help for your business. A ver. Here. 2, 3, okay. Well, Spain is the 4th economy in the Eurozone and the 5th economy in EU. the 14th world economic in terms of GDP, the 14th world investor and the second investor in Latin America, the most extensive network of high-speed trains in Europe, 3,000 kilometers built, and the second in the world. A strategic hub, the largest network of highways and freeways in the EU, more than 30 international airports, and the main connections hub between Europe and Latin America, South America. The second leading tourism brand in the world, and the fourth in the world in terms of meeting industry, conference, trade fairs, all these things. Third in the world in number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay. Well, the principal sectors. There are many sectors very important in Portugal. In Spain, for example, tourism. Tourism is a global tourist destination, 72 million tourists in 2022. I think the forecast for this year is practically 85 million tourists in 2024. In fact, there are some problems in terms of tourism with the mass tourism. No? This week, for example, we have some demonstration in Mallorca, and I am here in my office in the center of Barcelona, and it's practically impossible to make a reservation in a restaurant in the center. But well, it's a very, very important for Spain, this tourism sector. No? Another important sector is automobile, 10% of the GDP, more than 18% of the total Spanish export, the second largest vehicle manufacturer in Europe, and the fifth and the ninth globally, 9 multinational and more than 17 factories. No? We have SEAT Cupra, for example, here in Barcelona, Stellantis in Vigo, in Madrid, the purchasing department of Nissan here in Barcelona also, in Valladolid, in Palencia. It's a huge sector. No? Agri-food is another important sector, the main sector of the country, manufacturing industry, fourth position in Europe and 10th globally. Export represent more or less 20% of the total export. Chemical, one of the main and most consolidated sectors on the country, 5% of the Spanish GDP. Barcelona, Tarragona, Huelva have the highest concentration of the industry. For example, here in Tarragona, we have all the main companies in this sector of activity: Repsol, Cepsa, PPG, Dow Chemical, Bayer, all the main brands. And I think that we are going to have the largest investment ever by a Portuguese industrial company in Spain. I'm sure it will be approved. No, that there is an investment of the company Bondalti. Bondalti has a factory in Estarreja, but the fact is the operation in this moment is in la Comisión del Mercado de Valores, the organism that made the regulation for all the auctions, and Bondalti bought the Ercros that has 3 plants here in Tarragona, 100 kilometers near Barcelona. And I think that there will be the largest investment ever from Portugal to Spain in terms of industrial. Chemical, renewable energies, and logistic and transportation. Well, I would like to have. I would like to say that it's very important to the dimension of the Spanish market. The dimension in terms of, for example, GDP, Portugal more or less the GDP in Portugal is 265 million euros. The dimension of the Spanish market is 1,400,000,000 more or less 1,000 million euros. That means six times the Portuguese market. No? For example, the GDP of Portugal represent more or less the same of the GDP of Catalonia, a region. And this fact is very important to pay attention to the dimension of the Spanish market. We are 48 million people. We are 10 million people, is 4 or 5 times bigger Spain than Portugal, no? And this idea of dimension is very important because, for example, the other day called me a Portuguese company that would like to make contacts with all the municipalities in Spain. And I asked him, well, but are you alone or are you working with, you have a team involved in the Spanish market? And he said, no, I'm working alone. And I say, well, then the next few months you are not going to do anything else, because municipalities in Portugal, I know that they are 308 municipalities, city halls, well, you say concellos. And for example, in Spain, we have 8,131 municipalities. It's a huge number, no? It's practically impossible for one person to work currently this market, no? And then the dimension is you have to pay attention in the dimension of the Spanish market, okay? In terms of the Spain relationship or the exchanges, commercial exchanges, is the relationship between Portugal and Spain is huge. It's huge. Portugal exported more than 20,000 million euros to Spain and bought more than 35,000 million euros. So that means practically 50,000 million euros of interchanges. That means that demonstrate that the penetration between the interpenetration between Portugal and Spain is huge. Well, Portugal and Spain relations with strategic value and parallel with other economy partners inside and outside Europe. The strong complementarity between Portuguese and Spanish productive tissues, degree of Iberian integration and numerous supply chains. Portugal sells more to Madrid, Galicia, or Catalonia than for markets such as Belgium, Angola, Poland, or Sweden. Spain sells more to Portugal than all Latin America. 6,775 Portuguese exporters to Spain. Portugal, 4th position as a customer and the 7th position as a client of Spain. 2,908 Spanish investors in Portugal in 2023, and more than 200 Portuguese investors in Spain. In terms of the top Portuguese export to Spain in 2023, in terms of market share, plastic and rubber, 8.3, common metals, 11.3, machines and devices, 11.9, vehicles and other transport material, 12.2, agriculture products, 14.6. In terms of imports from Spain in 2023, in terms of market share, mineral fuels, 9.1, vehicle and other transport materials, 10.8, common metals, machine and devices, and agriculture products, 14.6. Spain has as the 4th client of Portugal, 11%, United Kingdom, 15.1, France, 11.4, and Germany, 11.2. Well, and now I'm going to start to talk about the Spanish startup ecosystem. It is estimated that there are over 10,000 startups in Spain with a growing diversity of sectors, ranging from technology to biotechnology, fintech, e-commerce, and more. It is estimated that they employ over 300,000 employees, 300,000 people across Spain, with a significant impact in the economy and youth employment. There are key centers of activity for startups: Barcelona, Madrid, Valencia, Bilbao, and Malaga, with a concentration of talent, investor, and networking events, evidently, in Barcelona and Madrid. For example, in information technology sector, the 65% of the market, the share, is in Madrid and Barcelona. That is a very important number. Spain is generally among the top 5 countries in Europe in terms of entrepreneurial activity and investment in startups. And it's remarkable that we have a new law since 2023. The idea, and in 2022, they started a new law for startups, that includes significant fiscal measures, eliminate bureaucratic obstacles, and streamline procedures to foster the creation of startups. benefits for startups of this new law: up to 15% tax rate reduction, better tax return for stock options, streamlining procedures and certifications, digital nomad visa, and benefits for investors: specific tax return for the carried interest. Non-resident investors no longer need to obtain a foreign identification number. That was a problem in the past to obtain this identification number, but this law resolved this problem. Increase the maximum deduction base. Well, in terms of evolution of investment volume to 2023 respect to 2022, in 2023, 382 investment operations, 2,331 million versus 426 operations in 2022. Investment volume almost doubled the values achieved between 2018 and 2020. Well, if we see this chart, this is the number of operations: 179, 257. We see that there is a decline. That in 2021 we were past 4,000 million euros. In 2022, 3,435 million euros, and in 2023, 2,331 million euros. Evidently, there is a decline, confirming the ecosystem slowdown. But well, if we compare that, in 2018, 1,000 million euros, and 2023, over here, practically double the value achieved in 2088. But it's clear that there is a decline in the last 3 years, but that is normal, with the interest rate increasing. This is normal. Okay. In terms of origin and evolution of investment in 2023, year over year, we have 3 pillars, the foreign investment, the co-investment, and local investment. The co-investment is the local investment with a foreign investment that invest together. And then the percentage of the origin of investment in 2023, we have this chart: 25% local investment, co-investment, co-investment 896 million. Is fewer co-investment, reaching 896 million euros in 2023. A lower volume of foreign investment with 851 million euros in 2023. Okay. Then, types of investors 2023. Well, if we observe, we see this cheese: 51% venture capital, 28% corporates. That means that venture capital, 1,165 million euros. Between these two, venture capital and corporates, practically 80% of the investment, of the type of investors. The valuation is clear that the valuation are lower than in previous years. And the number and size of corporates are increasing. The rise is driven by the fact that corporations are not only investing in based on financial criteria, but also seeking a strategic component in startup. They want to add value, with integrating startups in their portfolio. There is an increase in public investment compared to previous years. However, there is a decreased investment from private equity, family office, and business angels. That is important. In terms in 2023, there is a decrease in early stages, a significant increase over 45% in Series B, and sharp decline of 40% more or less in Series C and growth stages compared to 2022. And who are these main venture capital investors in Spain? This one. We have a list here in the office, more or less 120 funds. that invest in startups. For example, all this one. Encomenda includes startups such as Globo, Flyware, Cabify, and Carto, Adara Ventures, Kivo Venture, Seaya known for its investment in high growth technology companies such as Globo, Cabify. We have Mundi Ventures, Angels. Angels is the capital venture of the accelerator Lanzadera in Valencia, one of the most important accelerators in Spain. The owner is Joan Roig, the owner of Mercadona. Guaira is Telefónica, Athos Capital, Keyfound, Isios Capital, very good for health and biotechnology sector. Caviedes Partner, Four Founders Capital, Nazca, Active, Capital Risk. They are investing a lot in Portuguese companies in this moment. The same that Head Capital or Be-Water. Faraday, Endeavor, Samaipata, Nauta. We have this list, okay? Corporates, we have talk about private venture capitals and corporates, no? In terms of corporates, the corporates are increasing number of corporates invest in Spanish fund and limited partner or direct affiliates. No? For example, Spain-based corporate Telefónica is investing in a fund as direct affiliate, Guaira, or Santander Group in Mouro Capital, or Cemex in Cemex Venture. And there are other Spain-based corporates that are investing in fund as a limited partner. For example, BBVA is investing in Keyfound, or in Agas in Clima Energy, Repsol in SC Net Zero Tech. No? I have to say that Portugal has many startups in pre-seed or early stages. No? And it's worth noting that venture capital funds typically only invest in startups when they have monthly recurring revenues. For them, that is fundamental. Of around, they consider usually the quantity of 30,000 euros a month. That means 420,000 euros per year or of turnover. And that is difficult sometimes in Portugal. It's not possible to get this capital because the Portuguese company is too small. Usually, this venture capital control three aspects. No? The first one is the leader, if the leader is able to do all things. The monthly recurring revenues, and the third thing is that if the company has exponential increases in turnover, in sales. That for them is very important, these three elements. Okay. I try to do a presentation with practical information. Well, the main business angel associations, AIBAN, this is important, the Asociación Española de Business Angels. In Malaga, in Barcelona, Biz Angels. Yes, this is a management school, very important in Navarra and also in Barcelona. There is a headquarters, very important. Crowdfunding, the international, the quick started, the CrowdQ, capital sales, more for biotechnology and all these things. Follow funders, Dozens, Ego Finance, Lanzanos. Public funding is important to control the pages of these entities. Now, for example, Rising Up in Spain is the same that ICEP, but for the Spanish government. ENISA is the first institution financing startups. CEDETI, que es the Ministerio de Ciencia, Información y no sé qué. Bueno, es el Ministerio de Gobierno de España, y CEDETI is the Association for all the innovation affairs. And Instituto Crédito Oficial, LICO. In terms of bank financing, Sabadell, CaixaBank, Santander, Abanca, perhaps the most the investor more popular in Spain is one, Sabadell Startup y CaixaBank. Okay. In terms of investment by sectors, no, we can see the sectors that attract the most investment are mobility and logistics, and big data and analysis. Mobility and logistics, 30 operations, 435 million euros. Big data analysis, 11 operations, and 414 million euros. Fintech, Insurtech, 44 operation, health and well-being, 54 operation, travel and tourism, 14 operation, 159 million euros. The two main sectors in 2022 have declined were business and productivity and travel and tourism. Furthermore, if we analyze the sector that received the most investment in earlier stage, pre-seed, seed, and Series A, are health and well-being, fintech, insurtech, business productivity, software, and big data and analysis. Yeah. Well, sometimes there is a distortion. For example, this year we had the investment in La Coruña of De Nodo, 300 million euros, but it's not usual. Okay. Analysis of investment by location in 2023. Barcelona leads the ranking of cities where the most investment is captured. That is clear. But next to Madrid, 900 million euros, 774 million euros. No? And the other, Valencia, País Vasco, if we compare the figure, 900 million, 49 million euros. No? If we analyze the small rounds, pre-seed, seed, and Series A, there is a significant change in the ranking, despite Barcelona and Madrid respectively being the top of position. Appears another city as Valencia, especially the fact of Lanzadera, the accelerator in Valencia. No? La Coruña, because there was this operation of the Nodo, but it's not usual. Sevilla, we are observing also Malaga. Malaga is investing a lot in this moment, and in Sevilla also they are organizing an event, important event now. But it's clear that the dominance of Barcelona and Madrid is overwhelming. No? Okay. Main startups events in Spain. Well, we have many events. The most important event is 4 years from now. This one is the fair in Barcelona. Runs with Mobile World Congress. Mobile World Congress is a huge trade fair. I think the forecast for this year is 300,000 square meters. More, for example, the incomes for the city last year were 500 million euros, more than 100,000 attendees. It's huge. And 4 years from now, runs together the Mobile World Congress. No? There were almost 800 exhibitors in this one, in 4 years from now. These fairs are very important to get money for the investor, for the capital venture, for example. No? The second fair is South Summit in Madrid. Madrid is working very well in this moment. South Summit 2023 saw over 22,000 physical and virtual attendees. The event features 4,500 startups, but that's physical and virtual. Another fair is Al-Andalus Innovation Venture in Sevilla in this moment. They will prepare the next edition in September. And this in Malaga. And there are other events, for example, EU startups in Barcelona, very important, or this one, Alhambra in Granada, startups in Salamanca, Startupole, and other events more specialized in the sector of activity. For example, CPHI is a very important, is the most important pharmaceutical event in Barcelona, and one of the most important in Europe. Main startups events in Spain, close collaboration between ACEP and Startup Portugal Association in organizing the Portuguese presence at 4 years from now and South Summit in Madrid. We did during the last years. We have been with an agreement with Startup Portugal, and we have participated in South Summit and 4 years from now. This is the pitching point in 4 years from now. This is our presentation, our exhibition, and 4 years from now we had 10 companies, 10 startups in the fair. I'm happy because I was reading that Oscar, one company that came with us last edition, yesterday get more than 6 million euros to expand his activity in Spain and Portugal. Here, that was the presentation, the pitch with Unicornio, and this man was the Secretary of State of Portugal, Mario Campolargo, makes a pitch with Antonio Martins, Startup Portugal. Here are the team, and this is Joana Neves, the director in Spain. And ACEP could support another initiative from association entities on startup issues. Well, the law firms that specialize in assisting new business. Well, I put this one, but there are a lot. For example, this one, RCD provides a range of services from commercial to digital law, notable presence in the startup ecosystem, and participation in entrepreneurial programs. Also provide essential service to startups, including legal representation, advisory on funding rounds, and assistance with regulatory compliance. But okay, there are more. We have a list also of these law firms that specialize in assisting startups. Well, and then finishing my presentation, now we have a list, the challenges. No? Spain is not a single homogeneous market, regional decision centers. 17 autonomous communities with different culture, habits, and purchasing power. Several official languages: Castellano, Nacional, Catalán, Catalonia, Euskera, in el País Vasco, and Gallego in Galicia. Mature and very competitive market, strong competition by large companies. That is true. In this map, we see this part in orange are the richest zone, no? Madrid, Navarra, País Vasco, after Catalonia, Aragon, Galicia, Asturias, and Andalucía, Extremadura, Castilla and Mancha as the poorest. Mature and very competitive markets, strong competition by large companies, and aggressive and persistent approach is required. Essential to minimize risks, develop a well-defined strategic and business plan. That is fundamental, to develop a well-defined strategic and business plan. Why? Because the competition is huge also. The potential of the potential market is huge, but there is a lot of competition. Okay, and differentiated marketing strategies to identify the regions with great potential for your product or service. Negotiation generally is slow and based on trusting relationships. Protectionism, preferences for relationships with Spanish or regional companies. Well, I have kept this phrase, but I don't really like it very much. I think the protectionism, perhaps in the past it was a problem, but not now. And price and image are decisive factor for the business. That is true. Price is fundamental in practically all sectors of activities in Spain. Price and image also is very important. It's a decisive factors for the business in Spain. And the last slide, how does ACEP help your business? Well, to inform business environment, crisis situation, to share business opportunities, importers and distributor listed sectorial appointments, prioritize, guide or advise market approach, attend meetings with local authorities, FDI, foreign direct investment support, and to accelerate your knowledge on the market. And also, Then it's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Manuel. It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
A very good overview of the Spanish market and especially the startup ecosystem. And together here we have a few Portuguese startups. And maybe one of the things that they would like to know is if they look for a partner or a client, if they want to contact someone in Spain, how can ICEP help? What should they do?
Yeah. Well, the idea is that I think that a company has to ask itself many things before starting the internationalization process. No, for example, is my product, service, solution adapted to this market? Do I have the right tools, websites, translation, translated to Spanish? I have information about the sector. I have analyzed my customer in the market, in the Spanish market. I have to need one partner, one agent. I'm going to work directly from Portugal, and I'm going to control everything remotely. But this is part of the business plan. That the company has to think about all these questions, about all these things before arriving. And it depends the sector, it depends many things. There are many things that is necessary to consider. No? Evidently, the tendency to the trend today is to cut all the intermediation. Every day there are more Portuguese companies selling directly from Portugal to Spain. I remember 20 years ago, wholesalers, distributors was elementary. But in this moment, no. I think that the Portuguese company must risk a little, must be brave and come to the Spanish market and to set up companies here. I think that it's very important to come here to be next to the clients and to bid for Spain, because the potential market is huge. And in my life, I've seen many Portuguese companies that the turnover has increased exponentially when they are started and their activities in the Spanish market. Even the turnover is largest than in Portugal in this moment for many companies, for many Portuguese companies.
Yeah.
This is the idea, but the company must think about it and answer all these questions before arriving. Okay.
Very good. Thank you again. Now I would like to invite Reyes to the stage.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you very much for being with us today. Reyes will present Enterprise Europe Network in Spain and how they support startups. Go ahead, Reyes.
Thank you very much. And I have learned a lot listening to Manuel, because I am from Madrid. I work at the Fundación para el Conocimiento Madrid +D. I am an Enterprise Europe Network advisor specialized in EU programs. And today here I'm representing the Enterprise Europe Network, not only from Madrid, but from Spain. And I was saying that I have learned a lot listening to Manuel, because Spain is huge. And it could be sometimes maybe challenging. And although you have the services of ICEP, I would like to just send one first message that you are not alone. You have a lot of added value, free of charge services that you can count on. And some of them are the ones that I'm going to introduce you today. Let's see if I can skip the diapositiva. Yeah. So what is the Enterprise Europe Network? The Enterprise Europe Network is the world's largest support network for SMEs that want to innovate and that want to go abroad, okay, with international ambitions. Just some figures here. We are a global network. Okay? We are in more than 40 countries. This is not completely updated. And we are a European program. We are funded by the Single Market Program. So we need to apply to these calls to offer you this kind of services. Here you have the map. As I was mentioning, we are a global network. And our consortia are different than other consortia from other European programs because we are multipliers. What we want is to reach out as many SMEs, because the SMEs, startups, whatever, are our target group. We work with the SMEs and also with the ecosystem of R&D ecosystem of the SMEs, with universities, science institutions, incubators, and so on. But our target group, the ones who can receive our services, are SMEs. What is the network composition? We are public bodies, government like myself, economic chambers, research institutes, and so on, and professional associations of companies. Yes. Although we are cross-cutting, we are specialized in different areas of expertise. One of them are the sector groups. There are 15, and they are aligned with the industrial ecosystems of the European Commission. Here, what we develop are client-oriented activities. We connect you with the stakeholders in the ecosystem of construction, tourism that Manuel mentioned before, textile, maritime, aerospace, healthcare. We have all the sectors included in our services. So we try to bridge the gap between the SMEs and all these stakeholders. And connected to this sectorial approach, we have a thematic approach. This is quite different because the thematic approach is more indoors, let's say, for the network assessors. And the sector approach is outdoors, client-oriented. As you see there, we try to connect also the network assessors with the priorities of the European Commission. And afterwards, you will see that I have not mentioned here the 10 thematic groups, but the topics that we work on thematic areas are sustainability, are research and innovation, access to finance, digitalization, women entrepreneurship. So they are like cross-cutting topics that we try to know as EN assessors to bring you the best service, okay? This is like the global structure of the network. I wanted to show you the dimension. We are everywhere, and the services that I will now detail afterwards are the same in all Europe and in all the international partners. So it's really, really easy to connect with other EN nodes because we speak the same language, right? Okay, and this is the picture in Spain. As I mentioned, I work at Fundación para el Conocimiento Madrid+D. We are the EN Madrid. I will explain it later, but Spain is fully covered, the islands and the mainland, by 9 consortia. So if you wanted to go to Galicia or to Andalusia, you will have EN support there, okay? So don't be afraid because we got you. And we are almost 300 people working in the different consortia. As I was mentioning, my institution is a governmental institution, and we are under the Regional Ministry of Education, Science and Universities. And what we try to do is to foster the science, technology, innovation, and the quality of the higher education in our region, in Madrid region, okay? We, Madrid+D, we are the coordinators of the Enterprise Europe Network in Madrid, and we are very well surrounded by our scientific park, the Chamber of Commerce of Madrid, and 2 business associations from the region. And we are also the representatives of all the EN Spain, of all the 9 consortia in Brussels. Because of that, I am here also today because I represent all my colleagues from my country. How we help you? How we help SMEs? First of all, we put in the center of our work your needs. This is what we call the client-centric approach. You are the important people here, and we need to tailor the services to your stage of development, to your needs, to your specific needs. And this is what we do at the Enterprise Europe Network. And how we do it, thanks to my colleagues, that we are all formed and trained in different topics like sustainability assessment, EU funding, investment, digitalization, partnering, and internationalization. We have a very big expertise, and the advisors are very specialized in what they do. As I mentioned at the beginning, all of these services are free of charge for you. Why? Because we are a European project and we received European money to offer this service to you. So we cannot ask for money for the EN services. And this is really important because now you are going to see the vast amount of services that we can provide you. But it's also important that they are free, but they are advanced and added value services. They are not basic services that we provide, and we need also your cooperation and your involvement when you ask for service in the Enterprise Europe Network. We have two different types of services: the advisory services and the partnering services. In the frame of the Pro Global program and working with you guys, in Spain, what we will do will be partnering services. But I just wanted to show you that the advisory services are also available for you because they are delivered at regional level by the EN Portugal. In Portugal, you have one consortium with different nodes. You will see afterwards. And as you see here, the advisory services are work one-to-one with your EN assessor in Portugal, because they are innovation services, sustainability services, digitalization, access to the single market, access to finance. These are not direct partnering services to go abroad, but these type of services prepare you to the internationalization roadmap. So they are really, really relevant that you take also into consideration to work with your EN node. This is a picture of the Enterprise Europe Network website, and here you have the link where you can contact your local nodes in Portugal. You have 10 local nodes, and you can ask them and contact them for all these services that we are going to see right now. Innovation services. This is a way of enhancing your potential to innovate, to grow, and to develop new products, services, and business models. Basically, what we do here is an assessment with a tool that we call the Innovation Health Check. It's a questionnaire in which you work with your EN assessor, and you have an action plan to see the innovation capability of your company, and take some actions to foster this innovation. We have also sustainability services. This is a EU priority, as I think that you are aware of that since mainly 2-3 years. It has become a priority. It is mandatory for everyone to be trained in sustainability, and in few years it will be mandatory for all the companies to report sustainability status, also for the SMEs. So what we try in the Enterprise Europe Network through the sustainability advisors, I am sustainability advisor in Madrid, and I am the chair of the thematic group sustainability in the whole Enterprise Europe Network. What we try to do here is to help you to become more sustainable in terms of business model, not only to have recycle your paper and so on, no, to have a business model that is sustainable, right? And how we do it? you will find that in each consortia of each region, you have different approaches. We have trainings, we have in different EU regulations that the Corporate Sustainability Report Directive, the Agenda 2020, Sustainable Development Goals, green investments. We have a lot of information just to train you. And we have also advisory services more advanced that are linked to build with you a sustainability plan. And this is really important because this is a document that you can present to investors, that you can upload in your website, that you can comply with the EU regulations, and we can help you on that. In this same way, we also offer digitalization services. And in this regard, what we try to do is to tailor digital solutions to your needs, and we do it via the training activities and also advanced services like machine learning, use of the artificial intelligence, and so on. And we mainly structure the connection with and the services with the European Digital Innovation Hubs. The European Digital Innovation Hubs are big European projects that are focused on offering these digital solutions. And the good thing here is that a lot of EN partners are also European Digital Innovation Hub partners. So the connection between the EN and the EDIT is quite close and very easy to work. The access to finance is maybe one of the most valued services that we offer because it's something that you always look for, that is funding. So we try to give you advice on different EU funding instruments and other support tools that can lead you to obtain the funds that you're looking for. And here I just extend a little bit more because although this is what I do with my companies here in Madrid, in Portugal, you will receive more or less the same approach. And I just wanted to show you what we do in Madrid. That is information about the EU opportunities, the conditions of the topics, and so on. We have a very close relation with the national contact points, with the NCPs of the different programs. And we also help you analyze the requirements of the EU calls, including intellectual property. I will talk a little bit more about this later on. We also advise you on your project idea. So when you come with an idea, we see which is the project fit, the cost of opportunity for your SME to apply to this funding, and the feasibility. And of course, we give you support during the whole process, the application process, the implementation phases. You can always rely on us when you have some doubts, okay? And you can see there some of the programs that we assess, the Eurostars or the Eureka, of course, Horizon Europe, Erasmus+, European Defence Fund, and so on. Talking about the IP services, I just wanted to highlight this because this is a direct collaboration with another European program. That is the European IP Help Desk. This is open for all of you. It's available as just for all SMEs and also for the EU funds beneficiaries. And it's coordinated by one of the EN nodes in Spain, that is EN Navarra in northern Spain. What they give is free of charge, first advisory service and information and IPR, and link to your international projects. They support in drafting contracts, agreements, they review consortium agreements, and they are really, really, really fast. They never take 3 days in replying. And they know a lot. They help us a lot with our companies. So you have in this link publications, information, trainings that they do, and you can always contact them if you have doubts about IP. This is one of the services that it's not very well known around the network because I wouldn't say that it's new, but it's one of the most special services, that is the scale-up programs. So there, in some regions, they are not scale-up programs in every region, but in Madrid, we have this scale-up scheme. What we try to do is to accompany you, the SMEs, to scale up and grow internationally through tailored support via the scale-up advisors. What we do here is to select a topic. This is what we do in Madrid. A topic that we see is a sector, that is important in our region. For instance, the last edition was in health. And what we do is like an acceleration program of 6 months of specific training about market, about business plan, about investment, about pitching, and so on. And we link this training to events with investors. So here we prepare you also to start talking with the investors. And this is more or less the scheme that we have is 6-8 months with specialized services and training. We try to combine these two categories of service in one program. And just reaching into the end of the advisory services, one thing that could be important also for you, and as you see, and Manuel has commented it, to navigate the EU legislation, the EU markets, and so on, could be quite complicated sometimes. And for that, to overcome these market obstacles, mainly the chambers of commerce in the consortia, can give you advice on that, specialized in how to navigate these markets. And last but not least, this is one of the topics that it's also in the heart of the European Commission, that after the pandemic, the COVID-19, and with the war of Ukraine and so on, resilience. We want to empower you by building your business resilience to future challenges. I keep fingers crossed because I don't want another pandemic or something like that, and I want the war to end. But if something like that arises again, we want our SMEs prepare, because what we have seen is that most of you have faced supply chain shortcuts, health issues, and so on. And although what we do at the Enterprise Europe Network, partnering, sustainability services, innovation services are also resilience, because we help you to not depend of external factors. We try to focus on these supply chain services, mainly in this part of the resilience activities. But this is really, really new. And now that we are writing the new proposal, as I mentioned, we are a European project and it's ending next year. And we need to apply again just to continue giving you the services. Resilience is becoming much, much more important. Okay, I'm going to take water. To continue talking about the partnering services. As I mentioned, we have bunch of services that are free of charge for you, and we have the advisory services that you have to do with your EN, your local EN, and we have the partnering services that are the cooperation between ENs of different countries. This is my time, okay? Here what we have is internationalization and business partnering. So there, the EN advisors from Spain and Portugal will work together to help you to come to us, okay? And I think that this is the main, there is a typo there, that this is the main work with you on the ProGlobal program companies, and that we can help you with these services to find partners in Spain that can help you with your technology development, with your business, or participation in European programs, whatever. So, business partnering and internationalization. The main aim of this is helping SMEs to find you the right partners worldwide, in this case in Spain, and to help you access those markets with quality and with calm, okay? We have different services in these main services of partnering, and I want just to detail it to you. The first of all, that is very important for us as EN advisors, is the marketplace. is the main instrument for panel search. It is a database that is open. You have there the link, so when you have the presentation, you can click it. And as I told you, it's free of access to any of you, but you need to be in contact with your EN assessor. Why? Because if you find a profile that is interesting for you, you cannot directly contact the company. You need your representative, that is your EN advisor, to contact the other EN advisors in your name. Why we do that? To avoid the SMEs receiving mailing or contacts that they do not want. So the scheme here is that you always will have a representative in the EN Portugal that will talk to me in the EN Madrid or in the EN Andalusia or wherever, but you will have the counterpart here in Spain, and the assessors will be in touch representing you. If both clients say, okay, I want to know these companies, we will put you in contact and you will start talking. Talking about what? About the different opportunities that we can see here. What we publish in the marketplace are business offers and requests, technology offers and requests, and what we call the research and development requests that are the typical partner search for European programs, okay? So depending on your needs, you can publish one profile or another, and also the other way around. You can search in the database by sector, by type of client, by keywords, and express your interest in one or many profiles that are already uploaded to the platform, okay? The other main activity that we do for paneling are what we call the brokerage events. Maybe you know what they are, but they are bilateral meetings of 20-30 minutes that you have previously booked through the B2Match platform. We create a specific platform in which you register your profile and complete a marketplace, and you can, as I mentioned, book your agenda and build your agenda based on your interest and interacting with these participants. So when the fair starts, like on-site, hybrid, or online, you already have your list of companies to talk about. And these events are usually organized by the regional EN. For instance, in Madrid, I organize the brokerage events. There you are, that we have done Secure, that it's about security. We have done brokerage in the Eurostars and Eureka calls. Now in September, the 26th of September, I will be organizing Pharma Forum, that is in the topics of pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and laboratory I don't know, the equipment. And usually this is what we work. There is a big international fair, and we book a space of 1 day, 2 days to have these bilateral meetings. And of course, we are supported by our international partners because, for instance, from EN Portugal, usually are co-organizers of our events, and the other way around. I participate in many brokerages that they organize in Portugal as co-organizer. Another thing that could be of interest for you, and that maybe it's a potential activity that I just lay here for the pro-global companies, is the organization of a company mission. This year, we have already done in Madrid 3 of them. We have the ILA in Berlin. Here is a cybersecurity conference in La Haya, and there we are in Germany in a digital health event. What we do here is also in the framework of big international fairs, select some EN clients, and depending on the focus of the fair, technology or business focus, we accompany them to the fair. This fair usually has also linked a brokerage event, so we are with the companies during the meetings, and sometimes we also have a place in the stands for exhibitors, so we can book a little space for our companies just to show their technologies. They are with a pre-book agenda, and of course, as I was mentioning, they are supported on site by an EN advisor. Usually, the companies go self-paid because in the Enterprise Europe Network, we cannot pay the travels for the companies. But in my institution, we have different resources, and sometimes we can give an extra help with the plane or with the accommodation and so on. This is all by my side. Just comment you that we like to communicate what we do, so you can follow us in our social media. We have the public website. When you link into the profile database, this is in the public website. We have a blog. We also show what you accomplish via our services with the success stories. And thank you very much for your attention. It has been a pleasure to be here with you. And if you have any questions, you can write to me. We can now talk if you want. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Reyes. Very useful presentation and information. It's good to know that there are organization people that are there in Spain to support international companies that they want to address the Spanish market, namely the Portuguese, of course. Just one, I think you mentioned this, but just to be clear, so if a Portuguese startup wants to apply to this EEN support, they should contact the Portuguese local point first, right? This is the first step.
Yeah, yes, I have the contacts of many of your colleagues of the EN Portugal. So if you have any question, I can just redirect you to the coordinator of the consortia or to some of the colleagues. In the picture that I put about the EN Portugal network, there is a link, and in this link you will find these items. So if you are in Aveiro or whatever, you can just display who is your contact, and if you do not find it, just let me know and I can put you in contact, because this is this is how we can do it, because I cannot support Portuguese companies although they are collaborating with Spanish or companies from Madrid. So the official support notes are the one if the Enterprise Europe Network Portugal, and they will attend you very well because they are very, very active and very nice people.
And have you worked with Portuguese startups before in this program?
In fact, yes, we have collaborated so much in via the sector group environment in the past period, and in the thematic group sustainability. And right now, this is maybe something that I have not commented, but I am also coordinating a project that is called EN to EIC. So in this project, that I don't know if you know it, what we try to do is to do specific EN services for companies that are applying or are beneficiaries of the Seal of Excellence of the Enterprise of the European Innovation Council of the Accelerator. And now I coordinate the project in Spain and Portugal. So I'm very, very close relation with the Portuguese EN. And now the 3rd of July, I think 3 or 4 Portuguese startups, SMEs, will pitch in one online event that we are organizing. It's online, but we are organizing as main organizer in Madrid, and we are preparing the companies and so on.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Reyes. Now I would like to invite Manuel to come on stage again. Hello again. I don't know if you want to say a few words to finish the wrap-up.
Yes, thanks. I would like to say 2 things. The first thing is about the startup law. If I remember, the budget of this law was 4,000 million euros. That means that if a Portuguese firm set up a company here in Spain, open the possibility to apply to this program and this fund. That is very important for the startup ecosystem. And the second thing is about ICEP services. And if the company needs information about the Spanish market, about distributors, partners, information, general information about any sector, your company must be registered in the ICEP portal. My ICEP is portugalsportal.pt. There is a questionnaire. It's necessary to fill out this questionnaire only with the dates. It's free. And a client manager will be assigned and you will be able to contact our service around the world. I think that it's possible to ask for the first time for 3 markets completely free. There is no cost. No? That's all. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Manuel, for this useful information. We now have a question from Eduardo Sampaio. I think it's for you, Reyes. So if other startups want to apply to this EIC event, what's the process?
You cannot apply to this EIC event. I am just trying to search for the event because this is managed by VPI France and they upload all the information in the EuroEquity platform. I'm going to put the link, but this is only for Seal of Excellence holders. So if you are not a Seal of Excellence holder of the EIC Accelerator, you cannot participate in the event. Okay. So now we are talking with the companies that have received the Seal of Excellence in March last year because we are with delay. So if you have received this Seal of Excellence during the last months, you will be contacted soon. And I'm going to try to find the event here. This is the link of the EuroEquity platform, just for you to know. And when you register, your profile is when you can see the notifications, you can participate in the events because you can register as a company or as an investor or business support, okay? But if you have any doubt, you can come to me.
Very well. Well, there is no more questions, I think. So thank you very much again, Manuel and Reyes. It was very nice to have you both here today. And I hope it was useful for the startups and see you next time.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Thank you very much. Obrigada.
Bye, Reyes.
Gracias.
Gracias.